We can't find him, but he's here somewhere.
And the Maccabees. Antiochus was a big head Jew. He built big idols to convert the Jews. The Maccabees were strong and brave and made Antiochus rant and rave. The Syrians fought and they tried to kill the Jews, but the work was wasted. All they did was lose. The oil and lampstand aimed David and helped the Jews through this hard phase. The oil of flesh and we got the juice. Shake your body and let's get loose. We got a dreidel with a Jimmy Brown in a land of evil and hit the ground. For my dedication, we are here to say, good luck and dreidels, have a great holiday.
Okay, thank you very much, Mrs. Berwick. A special thanks. You did it all alone. I hope things work out the rest of the day.
In class, we'd like to present Hanukkah Tidbits, a collection of Hanukkah information, custom stories, and impressions. We will conclude with a portion of Hallel.
Why Hanukkah? Hanukkah possesses broad human significance and is far more than a mere Jewish national celebration. As a festival of liberty, it celebrates more than the independence of one people. It glorifies the right of freedom for all people.
Hanukkah affirms the universal truth that the only effective answer to oppression is the intensified positive assertion of the principles and values which the oppression threatens. What inspired the movement of the Maccabees was not simply an abstract and academic dislike of tyranny, but a desire to safeguard an identity and way of life which was in danger of extinction. It therefore consisted not only in a fight against Antiochus, but also in a fight for Judaism. The military uprising going hand in hand with an almost fanatical crusade for the eternal regeneration of the Jewish people.
There's no problem with the people eating in the back. As a matter of fact, you're helping us because we can't ask you all to go to the back together. However, we greatly appreciate it if you keep it down a little bit, please, so everybody could hear the kids. Please, it's not fair.
In olden times, Jews placed Hanukkah candles outside the front door. And in Venice, the Jews would roll gondolas through the ghettos and greet each house with Hanukkah lights, with songs and blessings.
On the morning after Judah Maccabee was slain in battle, lovely white flowers, black blood-red dots, sprouted on the battlefields. People call these blossoms blood of the Maccabees. To this very day, they grow in the hills of Judea, covering the mountainsides, with beautiful clusters of red and white which are startling to behold.
Each year at Hanukkah, children in Israel climb the hills to pick flowers for the holiday celebration. Among the flowers they seek are the blood of the Maccabees, the red and white symbols of courage of the Judah Maccabee.
Antiochus, the Syrian tyrant,
forbade our ancestors to study Torah or to gather in the synagogue. But Jews would not forsake the Torah, so they met sacredly in small groups and in hidden places and studied the Torah by heart. In that way, if one forgot a passage, another who remembered could teach it to him while a third person stood the book at the door. When soldiers approached, a warning was given so the group would quickly break up and disappear through back doors and secret passages.
One of the tricks that we used to avoid discovery was the dreidel game. This is how it was done. The students always kept a towel on the table while they were studying. If a soldier appeared before the members of the group could melt away, one of them would begin to spin the dreidel, and all would pretend enthusiastically that they were engaging in an innocent game. The soldier had no way of proving otherwise, and so a little Hanukkah dreidel saved the lives of many loyal PS Jews.
Bible readings on Hanukkah. Some scholars say that we began to consume HaTorah, reading an Indian which forbade the Jews to read the Torah. They did not forbid them reading from the prophets. Each HaTorah was chosen because it was related in the theme or idea of the center of the week. Thus, the HaTorah helped the Jews remember the weekly Torah reading. A portion of the Torah is read in the synagogue every morning during the week of Hanukkah.
There's a bas-relief of Judah Maccabee in a pattern of great warriors. His picture belongs there. Was the Washington of the Maccabean saga. His men were as raged as the miserable company at the Valley Forge. Like Washington, Judah saw many of the deserts, and he sustained the morale of the others with his courage. Said Judah to his foes, they come against us in much pride and iniquity. We fight for our lives and our precincts.
George Washington and the Hanukkah candle. It happened at Valley Forge during the time of the greatest peril for the revolutionary cause. It was the first night of Hanukkah. A Jewish soldier wanted to light the first candle, but he feared it would attract too much attention. He waited until his comrades in arms were fast asleep.
Then he was alone with the darkness, cold and hungry. He inserted the flickering candle into the hour he had brought from his father's house in Poland. Just then, he felt someone's hand rest gently on his shoulder. When he looked up, he saw it was General Washington himself. Apparently, he had noticed a little light inside the tiny hut and decided to see what it was.
The soldier explained that it was a menorah, and that Jews all over the world were keeping the first of 8 candles in celebration of the victory the Maccabees over the Syrians. General Washington started at the tiny point and said, "You are actually a descendant of those prophets." "Yes, sir," the soldier agreed. "Said you will lead the American army a victory in this fight, just as Judah Maccabee led us to victory in those days. Then all of us will live in a new land and new lives in this country."
George Washington did not say any more. He shook the soldier's hand and left. Time passed, and the war took its course just as the young soldier said it would. The next year, the young Jew was sitting in his house on Broome Street in New York. Again, it was the first night of Hanukkah, and the first candle has just been lit. There was a knock on the door. It was General Washington who promptly entered when it was opened. "There is the wonderful candle, the symbol of the home of Israel," he said. Once again, he put his hand on the ex-serviceman's shoulder. The candle kindled a light in my heart that night. "Now you are going to receive a medal as one of the heroes of Valley Forge. Tonight, I want you to accept this gold medallion." The veteran of Valley Forge could hardly utter a word, and before he realized it, George Washington was gone. When he examined the coin, he found it bore a skillful inscription of a menorah, and the words, "In gratitude for the light given forth by the candle of freedom."
There are many stories of Hanukkah that we've been told, but recently we heard a new one. The story takes place Eisenstadt, Germany, at the time of the Crusades. The Crusaders were an army that tried to convert non-Christians into Christianity. They were on their way to the Holy Land to take it away from the Arab infidels. On their way, they would kill any non-Christian. When the Jews of Eisenstadt heard that the Crusaders were coming to their town, they panicked. They decided that if they had to die, they should die together in the synagogue. When the Jews arrived at the synagogue, they tried to get the menorah out of where it was kept, because it was the first night of Hanukkah. Everyone tried to take it out, but it was stuck. Finally, the Shamish tried to get it out, an opening in the wall appeared, and the Jews went inside. Even though the Jews did not know where this opening would lead them, wherever it took them would be better than have to face the Crusaders. The Jews got their torches, and then they realized that this opening led to a tunnel. This tunnel would lead them away from the Crusaders. When the Crusaders arrived at the temple, they could not find any Jews, and they were very angry. They decided that they would leave this temple and look for other Jews. This was a Hanukkah miracle because the lives of this small group of Jews were spared.
The Jew was the person in eternity. He whom neither fire nor sword nor inquisition was able to wipe off from the face of the earth. He who has been for so long the guardian of prophecy and who transmitted it to the rest of the world. Such a nation cannot be destroyed. The Jew is everlasting and eternity itself.
On Hanukkah, as on Pesach, Shavuot, Sukkah, and Rosh Chodesh, the Hallel Yisrael. Through these psalms, we express our gratitude and joy for God's redemption and deliverance in the past and our faith in the future.
I want to thank all the parents and adults who stayed till the end, and I want to thank the A-class for being so patient and giving us a really wonderful performance and education into Chanukah, especially working